Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Wine Cheese. And yes, comics, please. A sophisticated look at the state of pop culture and all things wine, cheese, and comics, y'all. We are joined tonight by my co-host, who you guys all know and love, but I have a special guest tonight. Someone that's doing something extraordinary in the community, just getting their legs wet, their feet wet, and we want to shine a spotlight on this gentleman. He's already shown a spotlight on this channel, and I am very honored tonight to welcome, coming all the way from the West Coast, our special guest, the one, the only, Nate Comics Planet. What's going on, Nathan? How you been?
Hey,
Do you know
I'm doing great, man.
You're horrible. You're literally the worst host in the world.
Nate, this is about me and you.
Let me show you why. I don't even know why I try.
That was
I don't even know why I try.
You see, he wasn't letting this happen organic. That was coming. I was going to talk to you a little bit, and then boom, it was going to pop up and do this nice little intro. But of course, that guy, we call him the Incredible Bulk because he's just angry for no reason. Let me introduce you guys to our other co-hosts. Ladies and gents, coming from the future or the past, all I know is he's here with us tonight, the one, the only, Promiscuous Kyle. What's going on, Time Traveler? How are you, good sir?
I'm doing good, I'm thinking pasta tonight, so I got some nice cheesy pasta with some cheddar English coastal Trader Joe's cheese.
Nice. I got me some provolone. I got me some nice provolone. I'm just gonna snack on with my Angry Orchard. Doing some Angry Orchard tonight. Nate, are you partaking in any beverages tonight?
It's a weeknight, so I'm hitting the Mountain Valley pretty hard right now. Where is it?
Okay. Well, we got one other host that is not on strike. Let me bring him out, man. This guy, Mr. Bearded Genius himself, the only guy that can balance off this set is, we got the Angry Giant on this set, the one, the only, Nola Comics. What up, sophisticated Nola? How's it going?
Hello. What is up? I'm just gonna leave this right here.
You gotta leave it there, man. That goes with the gray and the beard.
Ooh, 91. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty. That's a 2002, 21. Excuse me.
If you'd like but it's 91 points on the. Anyway, if you'd like a quick
on the Richter scale,
if you ever need a lesson on the 6 varietals that make up the Bordeaux region, this is one of them, and I'll happily tell you all about the insect plague that killed off this variety. But anyway.
Oh, well, let's welcome to the stage living legend himself, Mr. Interrupter, Mr. Showstopper, on striker, the one, the only, Matty. What's up, Matt? Oh, Matt. Oh, hold on.
No, he's on strike.
He'll be right back. But before we do, let's introduce our special guest so Matt will be okay. All righty, what's going on? We got our brother Nate's Comic Planet in the building. Now, Nate, again, excuse our amateur hour right here, man. You know how we do. We just waking up, ladies and gents. It's early on your side, but it's after my bedtime over here. Let's talk a little bit about what you got going on, good sir. Why did you decide to create FOMO Loco?
Yeah, so every morning you get up, I'm sure you guys do the same thing. You're hitting YouTube, you're hitting IG, you're going to Twitter, just finding out what's going on, who's got the latest sales, who's got an auction tonight. I was spending like 2 or 3 hours just combing through advertisements, crap I didn't want to see. And really started getting into newsletters. And there's a great platform called, and it's not a commercial, I'm not getting paid by them, but called Beehive, which does a good job and makes it really easy to do a newsletter. And just started pulling stuff together and started trying it out. It really morphed into this FOMO Loco newsletter. So I'm doing it on a twice weekly cadence now. Got pretty good take up right now for subscribers. I'd love to hit 100, hopefully by the end of this week. And I'm also giving away for subscribers right now a Spider-Man 4 signed by Stan Lee. What is that? An 8.5 CBCS. So trying to drive a little subscriptions right now. But yeah, so hit that like button. So what do we got going on in the newsletter? So like I said, just consolidating all the community news, what's going on. Comic cons, obviously, a big driver for community. Every week talking about what's coming up for the comic conventions, events and sales. I think last week. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, now with regards to the Comic Cons, are you actually tapping anyone to talk about their experience at the cons, or like kind of an after experience, or are you?
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. It's exactly right. So next on the list, I've got a couple people lined up, is kind of a guest columnist. So on the ground, take some pictures. Let's do a quick, column for these folks. So if anyone's interested, someone's going to go to a con, let me know. I'd love to feature you, get you in the newsletter. What else are you doing?
Got Emerald City coming on.
There you go. Yep. I just missed one. Unfortunately, it was up in Concord here, but the weather basically stopped, a lot of folks from going. But there's a lot of stuff going on West Coast. But I love folks, Midwest, East Coast. Send me that news. Interviews. So I've got a couple interviews lined up. Folks want to know, where did the name Sans, group come from? Where did the name Who Dat come from? Where? So, a lot of questions, and doing some deep dives into, different luminaries in our community. I've got a really good article or column coming up on cleaning and pressing. I know that's always a super hot topic, and, trying to find the right presser and cleaner. And there's always something going on with, folks with that. And then just fun stuff, if you've read the newsletter, it's a little tongue in cheek, and I like to put some weird stuff in there. And so I've got some fun things coming up with different strange covers. And then this week, obviously with the Super Bowl, I was doing some deep diving, looking up for comics and Super Bowl, and found out there was actually a NFL superhero. I don't know if you guys, who knows what his name was.
Super Pro.
Super Pro, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
90s gold right there.
No.
There you go. 13. It went a full 12 issues, and they had a special Super Bowl. But do you remember what his main nemesis, the villain, was?
Matt from this show.
No. Instant Replay. The killer who could cut through time. So I thought that would be a great, probably my hero image for my newsletter. I think people are probably tired of the Taylor Swift stuff. So
I was gonna say, there's nothing wrong with a little more Tay-Tay, man. What is your take on Taylor and Travis and the Super Bowl? I mean, it is literally generated what did they say, Nola? About 330 billion or million?
I think
in terms of revenue for the NFL.
Yeah, it's crazy. And obviously, being here in the Bay Area, it's been even doubly crazy. But I think we're going to see some stuff on Sunday with her. Either special guest on stage or something going on. I don't think it's going to be with all the conspiracy theories thinking that she's going to get married and all this crazy crazy stuff. But I think you'll see a lot more of her. And yeah, probably have something else in the newsletter about it.
I swear to God, if she comes out with Usher and is wearing a sparkly jumpsuit with roller skates, dude, that's it for the comic community. The comic community will break.
Oh my God! If she does a Dazzler prank, she will break the internet.
Yep. It'll be nuts. So definitely be watching that. But yeah, it's just a lot of fun. I'm glad it's being well accepted. I hope everyone signs up. We got a lot more coming, and I hope to grow it. And like I said, pulling in some some guests and deep diving into some of the luminaries. And if anyone has news, it's news at FOMOLocal.com.
So now, just going back to you and your background, man. You're a huge Wolverine fan, right?
I am actually. I've got I'm looking. I should put it behind me, but I'm looking at some cool art. Lots of stuff.
Yeah, when being on so many auctions and seeing what people start to bid on, I've noticed that you were throwing your hat in the ring anytime big name Wolverines, and then also running auctions. People hit you up on the side and they say, hey, I'm looking for this 8.0 or better of this book. So just so happens my buddy Nola down here has a big time Hulk 181.
Yeah.
Oh,
we should talk.
Oh, it'll be primo on the way back. But I'm just throwing a plug out there, my friend, because I know you're a huge Wolverine
fan.
I
appreciate. I've actually, my press collection is pretty tight, but I'm always pulling more of those, and I've got probably 2 of those hard case slab boxes full of 180s, 181. So, and including the septet, I call it, the 6 books that kind of go around it. So the 3 books with the ad in it, and of course the 180, 181, and 182. I actually did a full article for Shortboxed on their blog about the origin of Wolverine, and is this his first appearance or cameo? Was the Foom 10? Was that the first real appearance of Wolverine? So
first appearance right here.
There you go.
180, baby, 180.
The last panel, exactly. So that's what I feel is the
Is that what you feel as well, Nate?
Yeah, exactly. And it's funny because I had for the longest time thought that those ads had come out, in Thor 229 and Marvel Premiere 19 and Daredevil 115 were the first appearance, but those ads for Hulk 180 came out after the book came out, which is crazy. So those books actually weren't the first appearance. But yeah, so collecting Wolverine, I've had a little bit of time on my hands, so getting back into pressing and clean. I got a whole stack of books here. Gonna start, ElfQuest is all of a sudden heating up again, nice, talking about the show. But a whole cleaning and pressing. And then, having us, putting my store up on Shortbox has been really good for selling books.
Excellent. Shortbox.
Yeah.
What tell us a little bit about that. I've seen Shortbox come a long way in terms of they have special speaker series now. People are going on there and they're making some noise on Shortbox. Is Shortbox competitor to eBay to whatnot? What is Shortbox kind of Shortbox's realm?
Yeah, so they're not a Whatnot or a Drip or any of those live auction kind of seller platforms. They're like an eBay. And they actually just launched auctions 2 weeks ago. They're still internal auctions. They're doing it, testing it out. But it's a really good platform to sell books and to buy books, right? So it's really easy to add them. All you need is your phone. You take a picture, front cover, back cover. It automatically reads. You don't have to type in a whole bunch of stuff like on eBay. It's mobile first, so it works very, very well, obviously, with your iPhone or iPad or whatever device you use. And like I said, when you take a picture of the front cover, it reads all the information and fills all the fields out for you. And then it gives you, they're tied in, I don't know who they're using as their back end, but it gives you all of the fair market value for the book and all the latest sales. So you can price the book, what you think would be fair and what the latest sales are, as well as for buying, you could see, they're charging $200 for this book, but there's, the last sale was $87 on eBay. This price is too high. It's got a lot of great features. They're local to me too, so they do a really great convention down the street here as well. So I suggest everyone go check it out. It's free, and they actually am selling books on there, which is pretty amazing. It's they have raw and slabbed, and they, like I said, they just started doing auctions.
Well, that's fabulous. I know a couple people I hang out with use that platform.
Yeah.
Nola, have you used it as well? I think recently.
I like Shortboxed. I think it feels more community. It feels more local than like this giant Whatnot or eBay or But yeah, I mean, it's like you said, it's made for the mobile experience. It's such an easy format to dip your toes into. They've specialized in slabs forever. They started doing raw books not too long ago, and like Nathan just said, they're just finished up on Sunday with their second beta test auction. So
Yep.
they're slowly but surely, which I think is a better way to do it, working their way into being a legitimate option for a sales platform.
Yeah, I got this book from their first auction for like $100. It was I figured people would be grabbing it. It was like, and there was no sniping, there was no craziness that you find on books that you really want at a good price. It just works. It's just crazy. They don't have all the freaking fees that FeeBay has. I mean, they have some fees up. They got to make their money. But Gene is the CEO. It's a super nice guy. They have a Discord that he's always in there talking with the community, helping people out. I mean, that dude does so much. I think he probably even washes the dishes at the office. I mean, they had a press release come out, and I was like, "This is one of the better press releases." Like, oh yeah, I wrote that. You're like, that dude's everywhere doing everything. So it's a true company started by comic book, fans. They had I think they had a blog first, and then they got some seed funding, and now they're doing really well, and selling books and very open and transparent with all of their metrics. They just put a newsletter up for their second auction and how it went, how many bids they had, just really good community focused site. Now this is my site, so the website's kind of wonky right now because it's really newsletter focused. But if you click on, that's the latest one. It just came out. Little and like I talked about, having some fun with some old comic panels.
Is this a Marvel value stamp or something?
Yeah, I don't know where that came from. I found this site, I think it was Pinterest or something that has like funny, just really weird comic panels. So actually I should find out what the who that's from, but they don't say it in the on Pinterest, but or wherever I found that. Talking about talking about FOMO. This Taylor Swift books are crazy right now. They're just going, and Travis has got his book coming out as well, right?
Wait, so, Travis has one coming too?
Yep, it's on the was it Tidal Wave is the
Tidal, yeah, Tidal does it.
Yeah, they have a series called Fame. It's kind of like the old rock and roll comics where they have celebrities. It's called
they just did one for what's his name, LeBron.
Yep, exactly.
Nice. But I did not see one for Kelsey coming. That's crazy.
There's the cover right there. So that's coming out soon. And just talking about Super Bowl. I think that should be the lineup: the Patriots versus the Giants. By the way, who is that green guy? Does anyone know?
Fing Fang Foom.
Fing Fang Foom.
Oh man, I knew. Okay, thank you very much. I could not remember who that was.
Who the hell is this guy?
That's Frost Giant.
Oh, that's one of the Frost Giants. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, and obviously Galacticus. You got $5 million comic book coming out. I think if you scroll down a bit more, I think I talk about someone's got a sale. So again, folks, if you got sales coming up, promotions, you got some deals, let me know, and I'm happy to feature it. I
love this embossed bag. Like that comic isn't even embossed.
Yeah, I've never seen that. So I grabbed that and actually I pinged him and said, "Hey, it's cool to talk about that." And he sent that to me. So that was pretty crazy. And then looking at so this next one coming up, we'll have an interview. Talking about wine, cheese, and comics. But yeah, having this come out twice a week.
I hear that show is garbage.
I'm 100% sure that show is garbage. I mean, I want to know. Can we talk about my trade negotiations in the next newsletter? Because honestly, literally, I had one job. I did my entire job. Wait till we get the news that was supposed to lead this segment on that we totally botched. But that's okay.
Hey, listen, we asked Matt to.
We don't even need you to say anything. You already did enough damage. Like you already did enough damage tonight.
Here's your wine, cheese, and comics drinking game, my friends. Every time he kicks Sands off the show, have a drink.
Drink, exactly.
Cheers.
But that's it. Yeah, I hope that everyone signs up. I got a lot more coming, and looking forward to Super Bowl this weekend.
Now, my last question with regards
Sure.
to the newsletter and what your direction is. What are you hoping to accomplish by doing a community newsletter?
Well, I'd like to, make it sustainable, get enough subscribers so I can just do this. That'd be fun. Collect comics and do different newsletters. But really just, I'm already doing this. I'm already going out finding all the news. But kind of giving back to the community. I know you guys have been really good to me the last couple of years. When COVID started is when I really jumped in. I think my first auction was yours, Sands, and then buying a bunch of books and just learning. I've never been told no. When I've had a question or you've been super helpful. Hudat's been super helpful. I think everyone's just been really helpful around pressing and cleaning and what do you think about this? What is this one worth? And so I'm just really looking to give back.
That's awesome, brother. Well, if you got some time, stick around. We're gonna jump.
I'll be here.
Yeah, we're gonna jump on a few other topics, but congrats on launching the newsletter, and looking forward to seeing some big things in the future, man. I really hope you do put a spotlight on things like that are going on with like CGC and all these other things as well, because I think those things impact the community, greatly. And it's one of those things where money is involved, so capitalism in the buck.
Yeah, I think with the CGC reholder scam, I think it was being covered pretty well. So I didn't want to, another voice, in this. But stuff like that, I'd love to do more, for the bigger stories. But again, it was getting covered by everyone. So I figured I really wanted to help, and focus on, some smaller stuff going on. But definitely, be focused, things that are happening.
Excellent. Well, let's see. What are we going to jump into next, Kyle? I think we're going a little bit with the blue people next, right, good sir?
Blue people, what? Jesus. We had a connuption before the show where I was like, hey, I really want to talk about Avatar. And then we did like this whole and then the video was made and it was Avatar James Cameron instead of Avatar The Last Airbender, which is the live action that looks phenomenal. The second trailer just dropped, and I don't know, it just looks cool.
There's Avatar, and then there's Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Hey, listen, Kyle, you can't win with that guy.
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
We're gonna need a bigger boat, I think.
It's awfully convenient to just be on strike when you want to.
Right.
I'm done. Like, what's the point? What's the point of trying? Like, what's the point of trying? Like,
playing Call of Duty.
They give me the script. They say follow the script. Then you put Sands in control, and there is no script. It's out the window. It's just it's a waste of time. It literally is.
If you're gonna be on strike, be on strike. Don't be popping in and out and acting like you want to be a part of this sometimes. Exactly. There you go.
We literally have a quick rundown of show notes that we're supposed to be following.
Where did we get those? Those were not sent to me.
And it is my turn to announce that we're going to be transitioning into news and the topic of news and different news outlets that we have as a comic book community. Do we have a transition piece for that?
I am going to rely on the guy that is on strike to press.
Who is not here?
No, he literally left. He was like, I'm gone.
Very nice. Seems
Kyle,
professional.
What's on your mind, good sir?
Dude, that went really well. It's almost like we don't need Matt.
Oh no, please. So what do what do you guys like? Even the chat, like, what do you where do you get your news? Because like
I get my news from FOMO Loco.
FOMOLoco.com, the newsletter. I don't know, comic book resources, CBR. I check that a lot. Screen Rant, Bleeding Cool. There's a bunch of them that just like comicbook.com, comicbookmovies.com,
League of
Crazy Comic
Geeks,
News, League of Geeks. Okay, yeah, that's good for
new releases.
new releases. Yeah, and there's like a bunch of YouTube channels that you can go to, and they can. In controversies, some people will cover it, and then some people will overhype it. And if you like drama, you could tune into certain people. You'll know very much based on the title and the splash art that they use. Sorry, what's it called?
I think you're right with the splash art.
It's not. Yeah, but it's not like it's a thumbnail. Jesus,
Yeah.
the thumbnails that they use. I like splash
I
art.
think you
I
saw it
should
a
have
lot with the Jonathan Majors stuff. Like people who were slanted one way or the other, they were just like putting all the news that was negative out there instead of like just following whatever was happening. It was like Disney has now destroyed X, Y, and Z. It was like, oh my God, what's happening?
Yeah, Gina
Like,
Carano is suing Disney for.
And let's be clear about defining the term news.
Mhm.
Yes.
News is news. It is the stating of facts that have happened, and this is what you should know about. And then there's everything else. There's every opinion. There's every thought. There's every leaking of steam from the ears. All of that is just that. It's just talk. And that's what we're here for. That's what we do. We don't do news. We do talk.
What's funny is I have a journalism degree. I was supposed to be a newscaster. I was going into broadcast journalism. And the closer and closer that I got to it, the more fake I realized it was. And whether there's an absence of fact checking, like actually checking sources and citing your sources before you, because it's always like a race. We got to be the first ones to like get this out, like blah 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 is suing blah blah blah, and there's another scandal and blah, but like people aren't fact checking. And then on top of that, when you get into like the bigger news channels, they ask you to change your voice. So you have to have like an announcer voice and talk in this kind of aspect. And God forsake you have any opinions, because you're going to read that teleprompter over and over and over and over. And I kind of just fell out of love with something that I literally spent 4 years studying of my life. And I graduated with a journalism degree and didn't employ any of it, but I use it in social media. With that kind of aspects, there's plenty of online platforms. I mean, you just said that Shortboxed has a Discord. I don't think the comic book community properly uses Discord.
Yeah.
The utilization of it can be so phenomenal with just like keeping people updated with what you are doing. And I'd say my favorite Discords are, it's another bearded guy. I forgot his name.
That's probably the name.
Glasses. Yeah, another bearded comic person. When everybody, I want to do a video about beards and kind of making fun of like bearded comic bro, where I'm like, I didn't pick my identity based on facial hair and the ability to grow it. And then I don't know, but I'm like actually friends with him, so I don't want to piss him off.
Well, I will say this: we all break the mold of, what your comic book kind of stereotype is. Man, we all have different backgrounds here, different facial hairs, different makeup. So it just goes to show you, man. Like you can't stereotype what the comic nerd is, right?
Yeah.
I think so many people enjoy this form of entertainment media in terms of comics and manga and stuff of that nature, that it's connected so many people regardless of your background and who you are. Like a superhero can span across generations, where Spider-Man is connected people's children and people's grandfathers together. It's like one of those things that is like the connective tissue where people don't actually think about that from the standpoint of you don't really have generations that get connected anymore. Like all you hear is Gen Z doesn't like millennials and Gen X thinks they're better than everyone else. It's just like, but guess what?
Stereotypes.
Everyone loves a comic. You know, everyone loves their characters. And, you know, is there a world? Do we see a world without comics? And I ask this because you see sales, you see all of these things, and people are like, "Oh, the comic industry is going down or it's dying." Is there a possible world without comics?
There's no
Oh.
okay. First off, there's no
No.
world without storytelling. Like you're not
Right.
gonna get storytelling out of like our culture. It's going to be there in some shape or form, whether it's like tangible or digital. So it's going to be around. Bronze Age Nerd. That's the person who has a really good Discord. So it's my only
If I
thing
could,
that I like about Bronze Age Nerd is his Discord.
yeah, if I could jump in real quick, there's also some of the artists have really good newsletters as well. So
Yeah.
I know
Scotty
Chip,
Young.
yeah, Scotty Young, Chip Darsky. If I'm saying his name
Chip
right, Darsky.
Zdarsky,
Darsky, yeah. So you know, Joker Year One starting. You know, he's like Batman 142. They always show lots of cool art, so you kind of got to get a preview of what they're doing. He's got a
Yeah.
really good sense of humor as well. So go sign up for those artist newsletters as well to get your kind of news, quote unquote. And then the Discord, yeah, highly recommend it. Short Boxes is great. That it's not just talking about comics. They have a channel for toys and collectibles. They have a channel for memes, and it's just a great place just to go chat and find out what's going on. They have a really good one for TV and movies. Where I first saw the Avatar Airbender trailer. I didn't even know they're doing a Netflix show about
Perfect.
it. So it's really good. So there's not just the websites. There's also other areas to go to get your news, community news.
There's tons of communities when it comes to like different subsects of communities. There's a whole artist Twitch community where
Twitch.
you go on Twitch and watch people
Video
live
games.
stream doing their art. There's online watch parties for when shows go out, and you can literally just watch along with people and type in the chat and shit like that. And
Facebook is great as well for small niche communities. I think there's probably like 5 Hulk 181 collector communities, right? That comic pressing and cleaning, tons of them, and very helpful, welcoming. There's not a lot of gatekeeping, with these smaller communities, and you find them like in these weird places. I mean, Facebook's not weird, but you would think that would be on a different platform. But it's just a really, really good place to get information.
There's a gatekeeping in comic book YouTube auction community, which is really fun to me. There's so much like backstage drama that it's actually ruining the platform for what it is. And we're literally forced to like still have that community aspect to it, but forced to do it other places because they're just sour apples, basically.
So all of this stuff is why I'm thankful for someone like Nathan coming along.
Right.
I hate keeping up with all that stuff. I don't want to have to like search 1,000 different places for whatever information I need. My preference is to be able to go to a website or a IG page or whatever it may be and just see what's happening in the world. And then I can make my own decisions from there about, if it's something I want to like delve deeper into.
And
that's the beauty of a newsletter. Sorry, real quick,
you're fine.
Also, is that it's really you're not plowing. IG is great, but you're also plowing through a bunch of ads, or you're plowing through a bunch of So a newsletter really is a curated. Of course, you're going to see sometimes a promotion, but it's a curated, source of information without, all the noise. I guess you get to pick what you want to read, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And that kind of gives you that ability to kind of steer you don't have to be bombarded with stuff that is in your mind noise. And you see that a lot of times you'll be surfing and you're like, man, I just want to check out about comics and I got to hear all of this stuff about politics and, you hate this and you hate that. I am just on this platform to buy and to hang out with people who like comics. I don't need to know anything else about you.
Dude, I literally unfriend any post that pops up on my IG page that is not comic book oriented.
Oh my God. It gets so cringeworthy every time you got to see something like that. And you're like, oh man, this guy has some great books. I like buying from them. Why did you have to post something? Like, I just want to learn about books from you. That's it. I don't need to know any of your ideologies or anything of that nature.
Where do you get YouTube news? What channels do you guys like to watch for like just?
I like 3C Films.
Okay.
I think that's the name of the guy. 3C Films is good for me. I do like The Break Room, and I think they're called. What is the name of their channel? I can't remember the name of the channel, but their one of their products is called The Break Room.
Okay. Because there are a few channels that I'll watch for like news on what comes out each week, where they do like basically what's it called when you go ahead and look through Previews World for your boxes that you have at comic shops. I forgot the name of it. FOC, Final Order Cutoff.
FOC stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, big shout out to Billy from Economics and Comics. I mean, that guy, he works hard. Like, if you want to learn about what's coming out and what's happening, like that guy, he puts out video after video. And I know there's a ton of people, but like he literally has been a guiding light for the last couple of years. And if you're a big FOC person, man, just look at FOC and think about if you're in this business and you didn't buy in on Ultimate Spider-Man 1 or Ultimate Black Panther 1, right? You might as well not be doing any speculating if you didn't follow these guys and know to buy those two things. Because both of those books, off the rip, even pre-sales, are $30+. The Ultimate Spider-Man is at $80 with the black suit.
Jeez.
I don't know why, but I'm hearing it's just because it's Hickman and it's hard to get, and they love the new story. Like the Spider-Man run is so terrible.
It's hard to get because some douchebag's buying 1,000 of them and selling them for $30 a piece.
No, the people who are selling them online bought 100 copies FOC.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
What's wrong with that?
No, but your stores could have ordered as many as they wanted.
FOC, if you're ordering it at FOC, buy as many as you want.
Yeah, if you're ordering FOC, I have no issue with you selling your books. I don't like the people that go into the shop and take every issue out of the shop. And I like the owners that say, hey, 2 or less or 1 or less.
That's what we did at our shop. It was 2 maximum.
Yeah, because it gives everyone a chance. And still, they'll tell you, put it on your pull list, right? If you want it, put it on your pull list. But they still give people a chance that first week, so that you're not going in there buying 5 copies of the book that you know is about to be selling for $40.
Yeah, so we did 1 to keep, 1 to sell. If you want to sell, you can buy stuff here, but you're only getting 1, and you can keep 1 for yourself, or you can sell both. I don't give a shit.
But you're absolutely right, Nola. These people will come into a shop, take 5, and then they're all on eBay or they're all on an auction, and you're like, you didn't give the regular guy any chance to get any of them at cover price. Now, the tragedy with Black Panther is they lost 12,000 copies. Lost.
Yeah, Penguin.
So will that show up, or is that just part of the hype and the FOMO? So if I can't get my book week 1, the price is already at $30 now.
Fair. So let me explain the direction that I was trying to take with my question. Is you can do an entire show of shouting out different like websites and communities and Discords and YouTube channels. Like you can literally go through the list. I posted in the chat. This is something that I started like 2 years ago, and it just kind of fizzled out because I stopped editing it. It's a Google Doc of just a bunch of YouTube channels that are comic specific, and it's stuff that like I guarantee a lot of them you just haven't heard of. And the idea behind it was to get everybody to go click on the link, put your channel in the bottom and somebody else. So and just keep growing the list. So that was something that I
Cool.
was trying to do with like comic book community. So like if Nathan, you want to go and look through some of them, you could find
Yeah, I'm
different
looking. Yeah,
outlets.
this is extremely helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, and
I haven't heard of a lot of
hyper.
these.
I hyperlinked everything. So you just go
Great.
in there and you put in your thing, and then I link to whatever I could find of you on online.
Perfect.
So it's just
Awesome,
something kind of cool, like for getting started and getting things going. It's like a resource. Like I don't like care. I just wanted people that didn't have audiences to get a little bit more views. So,
That's awesome.
but yeah, I don't know. Use it as a kind
Cool.
of. I don't know. I'm so out of touch with like new books. That has no value to me. Is it valuable?
Wow.
Wait, Cal, have you read this one yet?
Oh, what's that
the
one?
Trees.
No, I haven't.
So now that book, I don't know. Are any of you familiar with it?
I know it's
I'm
like
familiar with it. Yeah, I'm waiting.
I know it's like
other
a
books.
Disney serial killer book. That kind of.
Yeah. So it's literally beneath the trees where nobody sees the teddy bear go. This bear is a serial killer. He's
Oh,
literally killing people, and it is a hell of a it's a hell of a twist on stuff. And there's one or two of these books that pop up every year that just kind of catches fire like this. And this book went from a $5 to a $10 book to now where cover A and B are selling for like $75.
Jeez.
And it is unreal. You try to get a number one first print, it is literally $75.
Wow.
So we're getting ready to transition. Nathan, we really appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah,
I
no, I
also
appreciate
posted
the
the
time.
link. If you guys can go and just click the link, subscribe to the newsletter. Just get some numbers. Like it's literally that simple. So it's FOMOLoco.com. It's linked. We should be able to go and check it out. But yeah,
Well,
we look forward to see
appreciate
you
the
growing,
time.
man.
Yeah.
Nate,
No, I
looking
appreciate
forward
it.
to it, man. I appreciate all the support. And I know you weren't just utilizing me, but I appreciate you reaching out to me to get some things going, and thank you so much for hopping on. I know we asked you last minute, and this is the perfect place to have you talk about it. So thank you again.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
Thanks, Dave.
Later, Nathan.
Take it easy, brother.
Shout out to indie comics and reviews. I'm watching them on the side. He's doing his little thing.
Ah, man, that's awesome. So with regards to Avatar, we touched on it. We didn't talk about it though, because we need to know. Now, Nola, were you a big fan of anime and Avatar, The Last Airbender at all?
I honestly couldn't tell you anything about it. I don't know anything about almost any anime or, it's just not my thing. Never has been. Something about the Japanese animation style that just doesn't click with me. I just don't buy into it.
I mean, Avatar was very Americanized.
It is.
So
I will say that it is. It was made for more of an American audience at times.
I don't know. It's for me. It's a nostalgic thing because I was at the age and the generation that watched it release on Nickelodeon every week. So I was like watching the episodes as they aired, where like TV Guide was still a thing. And
see, I was watching You Can't Do That on television.
Right. That was a lot of fun. Mark Summers time. Oh my God.
I was there at the birth of Slime.
Yeah, Slime was good. I guess I'm in between then because I watched them both. Now, Avatar is such a good series. It talks about nature, earth, wind, fire, air, all of those things, and each style has its strengths and uses and weaknesses. But there's one person who's born like every 100 years that is known as the Avatar, who is created to bring balance, and that person is supposed to learn all four styles so that no one style could dominate. And this story is driven by the Fire Nation. They want to conquer everything. So if you get into this, you'll find like these fiery folks, they wipe out this whole race of airbenders. And this guy, they call it the Avatar. He's the last of the airbending tribe. So he has to go. He actually has to. He's frozen for 100 years, wakes up, and has to then go on a journey to learn the rest of the airbending, the rest of the bending, so that he can take on the Fire Nation before they destroy and conquer the world. So it's kind of an ultimate hero journey, because the Avatar is a little bit of a coward in the beginning, and he doesn't want. He's afraid to actually stand up for what he needs to do. So it's pretty good.
It's phenomenal storytelling.
I'm a little more open to it now. Kyle got me to watch Nimona.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is, if I keep on, I'm gonna give you like recommendations, and I'm gonna run out of the really good stuff.
So this is the other thing with anime with me. I'm not gonna go back and get caught up on 22 years of something. I'm never going to be a Dragon Ball Z person.
Oh, don't say that.
He's gonna be a One Piece person, and he's gonna.
I'm never going to be a Dragon Ball Z person. I just said it. So,
Okay.
Selwyn, what's up, brother? It's good to see you, my friend. But the animation styles are merging.
Mhm.
It's not strictly the anime style from when I was growing up, and it's not strictly the American style. They're finally coming to a point where it's tolerable to me. And the storytelling has always been outstanding. I just can't watch it. I just didn't like watch it. I don't like the weird anime cutscenes that they do with the fighting attacks and all that kind of stuff. It was never a style that worked for me. So
you're not a One Punch Man, where like they're fighting kaijus and stuff
Right.
like that.
Right.
So okay.
or Dragon Ball, where it takes 40 episodes to get through one battle. But
but now if you want to go back all the way to like Ultraman live action stuff, let's do that. then I can get in.
I don't see how you wouldn't like Avatar. It was, I don't know, just
Dude, I'm sure I would.
It was really good.
look
It's
at
only,
Shattered Glass.
I would say only
Telling
watch
you, brother.
it's 3 seasons. It's not, it won't take you that long. I've had friends that literally are going through their 4th watch through of the animation.
Listen, it's a
And-
long ass watch on the Avatar animation.
It's not as long as like
It's
other
about
things though.
about a month. It's about a month's worth if you
It'll
got
take time.
time to dedicate. But what I will say is, don't watch the movie that came out. That was trash.
I heard that was awful.
M. Night
The M.
Shyamalan.
Night Shyamalan one, yeah.
That was
Oh, was
trash.
that a Shyamalan? I hate M. Night Shyamalan. I hate everything he's ever done. So
I heard that the Knock on the Cabin Door was good. I haven't watched that one yet.
don't know.
So what about you, Gal? Did you see that one at all? Knock on the Cabin Door with Batista?
No, I just think that he has a really cool name. I'm not a big
M.
fan
Night
of his
Shyamalan?
work. Yeah.
Anybody in the chat see Knock on the Cabin Door? Let us know what you think. I think for whatever reason, his technique of subverting expectations,
Mhm.
He just takes it too far each time. And he had like the woods. I was actually into, or not. What is the one with it looked like these people were like scared of something in the forest. I forget what that one's called. The Village.
Yeah.
And
that was the last one I saw.
I was going so well until like the twist at the end. I was like, what is this? Beach was actually okay. If you didn't see that one, these people age like super fast on this beach, and they're like trapped. They can't get off of it. That one was really interesting, but there was a lot of them where it's just like you didn't need to cast Mark Wahlberg, and you didn't need to make it about the plants trying to kill us, man. That's all I got to say.
My knock on him is that twist thing. That it's like that's his gimmick.
It is,
and I can't stand it because if you like the first time I saw Sixth Sense, and I wasn't trying to figure anything out. It just made sense in my head, the way my head works, that clearly Bruce Willis is dead.
Oh, I was blown away. I had no clue.
That right, and if that happens to you, that's a cool movie. But if
Yep.
you're sitting there the whole time going, he's a ghost. And when that happens, there's nothing in that movie.
Nothing left. Because when you go back and you watch Sixth Sense, you're now going back to say, "Oh, I didn't pick up that, and I didn't." But if you knew it right off the bat, like my wife, I always tell her from the start, I'm like, "Do not use your special powers on this team." Whatever she has, she's solving the case, she's answering the mystery. I'm like, I don't want to know. I just want to watch the movie, and that's what you have to turn off, because when those things happen, if you watch a movie like that and you predict the end,
Signs.
everything is done.
See, but that's the thing with I haven't seen a lot of them since then. Like I said, I watched that one, then I watched The Village, and I was like, oh crap, it's the same thing over and over again. But the thing with The Sixth Sense is he's literally telling you the whole movie. What's going on? Like
It is
every other
so
line.
in your face and
Every other
obvious that it's
line. That
not.
little kid is looking at you going, I see dead people.
It was so in your face that it's not. That's the problem. Like it was meant to be so obvious that everything overlooks you.
Signs was pretty cool. I liked it. Selwyn has made a few points here. He said about I don't know, about 6 or 7 minutes ago. No. He said 6 or 7 minutes ago. He's like, I'm just here to say hi. And then he has spent the last 5 minutes commenting on every single thing that we've addressed.
That's what's up.
So that's just saying that, like, at least the content that we're creating is relatable and evokes like discourse, basically. So
Well,
thank you,
here's the thing,
Selwyn, for
too.
hanging
Here's
out.
the thing. Just a fun fact for the comic community: the Avatar: The Last Airbender. There's no original comic. It's a free comic book day, and it's on the back of the Savage Press. So if you're trying to find this first appearance, you actually have to think about buying the Savage Press free comic book day to get a chance to get the first appearance of Avatar in comics. And so think about it's a 2-for-1 with this, because Savage Press that's a badass character related to Star Wars. You can do whatever you want with that as well.
Beat off Star Wars people to get a hold of some.
Whoa.
All right. Whoa. Who's beating off Star Wars people?
Hold on. In the comic book community, this is something that bothers me. Is they go, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna throw up this book, and I'm like, you're gonna do what with the book? I'm gonna throw this in the lot. You better not be
throw up the book.
You better not be throwing up my books. You better not be throwing my books. I want
can't be
0
beating off
throws.
This is the guy who's gonna beat off every Star Wars fan he sees. You
gotta leave with a giant.
Let me out of this. Let me change the subject.
So where's Matt? Matt, get back here. Wherever you are, get back here. This isn't the same without
Matt
you,
is
dude.
calling people. He was like, "F that. You guys are dead to me." that Matt is he posted in our chat. All of you are dead to me. I'm never speaking to you again.
I don't see any
Nola
of this.
evicted me from my own show. You guys are dead to me. Dead.
All right, now hold on, because that's some bullshit. He evicted himself. I don't have that power.
There's nothing going in our group chat. I just said Matt.
So let's start to transition over to some movies and television, because
Sure.
we've talked a little bit about Netflix and what's coming up. So we saw one of my favorite things listed there, The Walking Dead.
Yeah. So we've already kind of touched on Avatar. Basically, go see it There's a new live action coming out. It looks way better than the old live action.
Let's see what the chat said. Hold on 1 second. The chat said, so I asked, do they think the live action Avatar will be good or not? Chat,
Okay.
75% said yes.
Yeah, because it looks good.
It looks like it's going to be a winner. So before we move on, what do we think of Avatar? Win, epic win, fail? What do we think?
Well, we do hit or flop, and I'm saying
hit or flop.
Hit for me.
What are you thinking, Mr.
I gotta go with I have to defer to Kyle at this point. All of my anime knowledge is coming directly from Kyle. So,
well, have you seen anything related to Avatar?
No.
Okay, based on how we're reacting to it, you're a hit then.
Right.
Okay.
You've always been special.
Oh my gosh, we don't need this.
You asked to be special.
But you are the Avatar. The Fire Nation is embarked on a dark path. And the world might never recover.
The Fire Nation has destroyed everything in their path.
The world needs the Avatar.
My father banished me until I find the Avatar. For 3 years, I've chased down every hint, every whisper. It's my destiny.
I don't want the responsibility.
You don't have to do this alone. You have me, Tara, and a flying ball of fur. What more do you need?
Remember what it is we're really fighting for. The ones we love.
I never asked to be special.
But you are the Avatar.
They definitely crushed it with the casting. They seem to emulate the characters really, really well. So
yeah, I agree.
So 2 things about that. Yeah, well, 3. First, it looks really cool. Second, why were there no blue people in it? And 3, why are they bringing back Falkor?
This is Appa. Falkor was a luck dragon. Appa's much different.
And the guy in the show is actually Captain Falcon, the Fire Punch, and yeah, it's a mashup.
Blue people are actually the Water Tribe. They wear more blue.
They're actually the Blue Man Group shows up in the movie itself.
So having a chance to see the trailer, what we're asking is, do you think this live action will have legs? Netflix took One Piece, and that has over 1,000 episodes. Boiled down a season to 8 episodes or so, and I think it's been a unanimous hit by most people. And anime, it's got to be quirky, it's got to be all of those cutscenes, everything that you were talking about. Netflix was able to capture it. So we're asking, do you think hit or flop for what you just saw?
Oh, I'll give it a go.
All right. I think we got 3 hits. Matt is the only flop. All right. So
are we just assuming the negativity of Matt? Is that what we're doing now?
We're gonna have to. He's abandoned us, y'all. If y'all can go drop a comment on Matt's IG and just say, why'd you abandon these guys? That would be awesome. Just leave sad faces, like sad face emojis, like how could you hashtag you left your homies hanging, like what are you doing, like no.
Look, dude, my dad left me when I was a little kid, and I've had an abandonment issue my whole life. And Matt, you're really touching onto some serious stuff here, man. I want you to know that.
Oh, come on, Matt. Quit playing. We'll make sure that you don't have to go on strike anymore. You say you just saw Matt on Who Dat Show.
Oh no.
He said, Patrick Murphy said, I don't know Matt, but now I'm feeling abandoned too. So I wanted to talk about The Walking Dead, man.
Yes,
I know
yes.
this show has ripped the heart out of so many people, so much so that it went from one of the most watched shows to one of the most hated and like shows in I don't know how long. Like, but what it did was it came back with a slow build and a slow burn. People slowly started watching and saying, "Oh, you know what? Season 9 was okay. Season 10 was pretty good." And now they have offshoots where they said, "Okay, Dead City, which is Negan and Maggie, is not as great, but they have Daryl who went to France, and people are absolutely loving it."
Are you liking the Daryl show?
I haven't finished watching. I got to start
Okay.
watching it.
Okay.
And then so I started watching Dead City, and now they have the Rick and Michonne show coming out, The Ones Who Survive. And it's revitalizing all of this Walking Dead lore that was kind of like stagnant for years. Do you think we're going to see a second wave of like Walking Dead kind of resurgence? Kirkham seems to be a genius about how he's doing things. So what are your thoughts?
Kirkman?
Kirkman. You know, Kirkman.
Tyler
Dude,
Kirkham.
again, for a guy that beats off every Star Wars fan, you are quite a stickler for language.
Robert Kirkman and
Tony Moore
and Ryan Kirkham. Wait, hold on.
Tyler
Kirkham. So Walking Dead used to like run San Diego Comic-Con. Like it was like the mainstay. It was the big poster on the side of the buildings and stuff like that. And it was a show that had its own talk show.
Yes.
Because it was so popular.
Talking Dead was the shit. Oh my.
And then it had its own spin-off.
Yes.
And then it has its more spin-offs with the original cast. And it has these diehard fans, people that were so broken up when Glenn got decapitated by Negan. Us as a comic book community, we knew that was going to happen. We just wanted to see it happen. Everybody else was like, why would you get rid of... They looked at it like from a standpoint of like show running, where it's like, why would you cut my favorite character? You cut him and killed him. And they're like, no, we're just following like we're just following like what the comics were. And it was funny to me because everybody was so shocked.
I think it was a combination of two things though, because not only did they do that, but they left the audience on an epic cliffhanger, like a cliffhanger of like, not, oh, we're going to wait 2 weeks. No, we're going to wait the entire summer to find out who Negan, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, just bashed. And it was so jaw-dropping to be like, no, like you seen people like, what? That can't be the ending. Like I've never seen so many people upset at a season finale ending in my life. That ending broke so many people. Like people were done, but they tuned in because they had to know who got hurt, who got killed or whatever. And then they just was like, now I'm really done with this show.
So I got out of collecting comic books in like 1991 because that was the original speculator boom and it was just more than I could deal with. Walking Dead was part of what got me back into comic books. So a combination of the Walking Dead storytelling and COVID.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I mean, you're sitting around all day with nothing to do. Suddenly I'm going through all my old long boxes of stuff that I've had for 35 years sitting in a closet. And so, yeah, Walking Dead was one of the biggest between Walking Dead and Game of Thrones. Those have to be the two biggest TV phenomenon that I have ever seen. Because when you start taking fantasy / science fiction / superhero material and recognizing the storytelling can grab everybody, even if they're not a fan, for the really good stuff, man, that's when things get good.
So I think they both suffered from a little bit of fatigue, right? Like when you talk about these shows going 6, 7, 8 seasons, whereas The Walking Dead is 10 seasons plus now, you start to, even though The Walking Dead had the source material, like some people, like Selwyn said, they introduced new characters in the show that wasn't in the comics, and they changed direction. So people were saying, why did Glenn have to die? If you can make changes, if you could bring Daryl in, or you can keep this person alive. Like there were people who should have died early. They didn't die. There were people who had hero arcs that it was a lot. There was a lot of things that they changed, and people were like, so they were fair to say, why did Glenn have to die? In fact, I was the one person that said Glenn should have died like 3 episodes already. Like he fell off into a whole pit of zombie walkers, and they said that he was underneath a body. Like those zombies would have ate him and the guy on top of him. Like there was multiple episodes where I said this guy has too much plot armor only for him to get bashed by Negan. But what you just said, Nola, you brought up Game of Thrones, which epically destroyed people's lives. Like I'm talking, people had watch parties every Sunday night when Game of Thrones was on, and they were like so enthusiastic about it. But when they saw how Daenerys could transform into the Mad Queen in, let's say, less than a season, it made no sense to people. And everything just went off the rails. It was like, how do you make a show this bad that quickly? So I digress. That was showrunner.
Dude. Game of Thrones fell off the ledge. There's no doubt about it. But the first couple of seasons of that, when they were still working pretty closely and still following original source material, holy moly! Because look, again, I'm a little bit older than you guys. I read those books when I was like 12, 13 years old. That's when I started reading that stuff. For me, to sit here and watch all of this stuff, when I used to work in a comic book shop in 1989, we would sit around and talk about this stuff. Like, oh my God, dude, can you imagine if this was ever on the screen? And talk about who would be playing who and all that. Dude, there is not... let's just focus on the MCU. There is not an MCU movie that at some moment does not cause the hair on my arms to stand up on end, because it's just, it doesn't matter if the whole story's great, if the movie's great, there is always a moment for me where I'm just like, I feel like a kid again. And
nobody was safe in that show. Nobody was safe. You had Ned, who you were like, this is the greatest hero ever, and he's standing up for his values and his family, and he's the king of the North, and all. Dead. You're like, what?
Just
no. And it was like,
just imagine every kid that grew up reading fantasy novels had a very set path on how fantasy novels go. And then along comes George Martin and creates a hero in a book, and at the end of the first book, kills him.
Yeah. People don't have
you started to learn that you cannot trust anyone. There was like you cannot put your eggs in any basket. Like you thought, oh, Rob is the new king of the North, the Red Wedding. Oh my God. Like, oh, Joffrey, I hate this guy. He's an evil. It was literally there was nobody that was safe. I actually thought that show did such a good job of messing with your ability to connect with certain people, because you're like, oh my God, he's gone. Oh my God, she's gone. What?
Yeah, don't become a fan of a character.
Don't
look at from our perspective of comic book community. We are so used to people not being able to be killed.
Right.
Right.
Like Spider-Man's still alive, Superman's still alive.
And even when they die,
Miss Marvel
If they do
is
get
still
killed, they come
alive.
back.
Yeah,
even when you die, you come back as a mutant, right?
Miss Marvel died 3 months ago.
Scarlet Witch died, and she's back. It is.
And Selwyn's still here. He said he was just stopping in to say hi. You know what, Selwyn? Did you also know they didn't have Daryl in the comic books, right? They also didn't have me in the comic books. They literally left me out, and I got this is a deleted scene
What the hell?
Look
with
at Kyle in The Walking Dead.
yeah. They cut my scene, and
Were
I
you
was,
really there, Kyle?
what? No, this is
Oh,
from
that's
San Diego
deep
Comic Con.
fake. Oh,
I
San
mean-
Diego Comic Con.
You look
Yeah.
so good with red hair, Kyle. That's amazing.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Oh man, where is Mama Kowalski at, man?
She's at bowling right now. She joined a bowling league that also plays on Wednesdays. So she's
Holy hell! Will you call her right now and
No, it's
get
gonna be
her
so
on the
loud. It's
phone?
gonna be so loud in a
Dude,
bowling alley.
get
Are you
her
kidding
on
me?
the
No,
one.
it's
We
not
need
gonna
to know
happen.
what her score is too. She cannot dump us for bowling.
My mom's pretty good at bowling too.
She
So-
cannot dump us for. But I say all of that to say, do we think The Walking Dead,
Mhm.
a show that has now probably been with us for 15 years
Yeah, it's been a
and
minute.
has been with comic community since what 2003? You're looking at 20 years. Do we think that this thing has, is it a modern masterpiece? Is it one of your modern classics now? The Walking
Definitely
Dead.
a classic. I wouldn't call it a masterpiece. It shaped a culture.
It shaped the culture, right?
It told us how to organize as fan communities, which is phenomenal.
Interesting. I think you hit it on the mark, because the way the communities kind of organized and was like, we're going out to support The Walking Dead wherever it was, and
Yeah.
we're creating it. It was a cultural phenomenon. I agree with you. Is it still relevant? That's my question to you.
No.
And why not, Nola?
Because I didn't even know it was still on.
It's something that's still on, and it's approaching nostalgic at the same time.
Yeah.
Like that's wild to
Yeah,
to
it's
think of.
it's mind-boggling to me that this show is still happening in some form.
Yes.
Like I
And
said, I haven't had like straight cable TV in a long time. Everything I do is through streaming. So
Fair.
if I don't, if it's not on a streaming channel that I have, it doesn't exist to me. And honestly, I had no idea Walking Dead was still going.
All I do is torrent, so I just have to wait for people to upload it for me. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, streaming. The Marvels are now streaming officially today.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
We all seen it?
I saw it
Why watch it in theaters if it comes out so fast on streaming platforms?
because some movies are just better to see on a big screen.
I mean, I understand it's massive and it's this experience and you're surrounded by sound. But I don't know, I like being comfortable and like I don't know. You'd
Oh,
be
see,
able to
mine-
pause. Mine
mine-
is the pause button.
Just
The
go
pause
watch-
button is
you
my
can
favorite.
watch Wonka. You can watch Wonka right now, which is in the theaters.
Mhm.
If you want it at home on Apple TV. So like they're
Interesting.
making that experience kind of a dual experience. They're gonna get their money either way.
Yeah.
But so you saw the Marvels, hit or miss for you? Was it good, Nola?
I liked it. I think the reason that movie didn't do well is that people made up their mind before that movie ever came out not to like it.
Fair. Same with
I mean, dude, the little girl that played Miss Marvel is a revelation. She is fucking spectacular.
She is so awesome.
And the movie itself was fine. It wasn't revolutionary. It wasn't Endgame. It wasn't the greatest MCU movie of all time. But for it to get like universally panned and knocked is silly. It's, whether it's your misogyny, which I had a big debate with someone about one day, or whether you just decided to buy into the anti-hype. Watch the Marvels, dude. Watch it with an open mind and just enjoy it for what it is. Don't feel the need to enforce your heavily strict standards of comic book perfection on the Marvels. So
perfect. Well, I'm going to watch it, and I am going to give my my review and critique on it to see how it goes.
You know who I want to watch it with? I want to watch it with Matt, but where's Matt?
He said we got this, man. He said he's out. We got this.
I miss Matt. This is gonna make me be nice to Matt so he doesn't do this again, and that's not my nature.
So with regards to what's coming up, other things on the radar: Deadpool, Wolverine, Super Bowl. Why don't you lead us in a little conversation here, Nola? What's going on this weekend, and what are your thoughts?
All right, so I have only one thing worth mentioning for anything that has to do with the Super Bowl and our community, and that is Deadpool 3. If there is not a Deadpool 3 commercial, I am going to be so sorely disappointed. It's too perfect. It's the perfect time. Like I was talking about this before we came on. I wouldn't be at all surprised if Taylor Swift shows up with Usher wearing a sparkly jumpsuit and roller skates at this point. So, I am holding out for a Deadpool 3 trailer. And for me, that's really the only upcoming thing that I'm even really moderately aware of on a grand scale.
So, with regards to Deadpool 3, it has been leaking images for like the past year now. Are we getting just a flood of mutants? Is this going to be the gates are open with this movie? Or is it going to be another event that kind of kicks off the mutants? What are your thoughts? Is Deadpool 3 flood gates open from here on out?
No.
Mutants?
No, I think you're going to see like one or two in maybe brief scenes in most things and that sort of thing. Deadpool's there's going to be a lot because it is what Deadpool is, and by all accounts, the primary gist of this movie is that he's going to be killing the Fox universe. So,
so you don't think we're entering the official age of the X-Men?
No, I don't. I actually don't think we're close.
What say you, Kyle?
No, I've no opinion on it. I just want to see good content, to be honest. Like, just give me something good. Like, I'm tired of sifting through like garbage, trying to be like pick out like critically things that I enjoyed from something. I just want to be entertained. I mean, that's what this is. It's escapism. As for X-Men, I have high hopes for Deadpool because I just loved the Ryan Reynolds adaptation of Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
Just so funny, so fourth wall breaking, very character like oriented. But as for X-Men, I don't know. I'm excited for more content. If they can hit it out of the park with a nice live action, let's go for it. Bring out some more characters, though. I want to see other characters.
See, that's my thing. I really want. I hope they veer away from the traditional X-Men that they've been using for years and years and years. I really want to see them bring in new people and different incarnations of younger characters, and they've had their run, man. Look, I'm a huge X-Men fan. I got a box sitting over here that's X-Men 2 to 93. That's what I grew up on. That's my comic book. Those are my characters. I'm over, and for the most part, I'm over it. It's time, especially on screen, to see something new and exciting.
Yeah, why not? Give us different storytelling. I'm done watching Batman and Spider-Man movies, to be honest.
Speaking of which, and given your Ultimate talk earlier, dude, the Ultimate X-Men story looks like it's going to be unreal.
So talk to me about this. This is Peach Momoko.
So Peach Momoko is writing it. Peach Momoko is drawing it. And essentially the notion, the broadest stroke of the story is that what would happen if the X-Men were Asian. So
we
it's,
talking like
all
Demon
about,
Days? Is that
huh?
Demon Days, Blood Feud, all that stuff? Is it similar to that?
I honestly don't know. I didn't
don't
read a whole
know.
lot of that,
Okay.
but
That was all X-Men Peach Momoko.
yeah. But I don't think this is related. This is like a whole new environment she's creating, a whole new definition of X-Men. And apparently it's going to be almost like more of a horror story. There's like body horror and
But do we like Peach Momoko, the writer, versus Peach Momoko, the artist?
I
And
couldn't tell you.
again, her art is hit or miss. I'll tell you, there's good Momoko and there's bad Momoko. I, for one, don't truly love the Ultimate X-Men 1 cover. But I do love the, what is it, Twilight Avengers one, the red cover.
Oh, the Spider-Man cover?
Yeah, just so epic. Like it's almost like you get Frank Miller effect, right? Frank Miller giving you that little or you get some badass Frank Miller. It's like, what is going on there? And I want Peach to make some epic art. Now, I don't want to knock her if she has a great story to tell. I think that, but I just want to make sure that this isn't just like gimmicky. You know what I mean? Like let's give Peach the whole platform and run with it. Like I hope it has some teeth to it, some backbone to it. So that's
I do too, because it sounds like an original, interesting X-Men story, and I am super intrigued by that. And I am not intrigued by modern comic books at all.
Well, I mean, I think that's good then. If you're getting that vibe that it's going to be very kind of unique and different, I think we all owe it to ourselves to kind of give it a shot in terms of what this Ultimate Universe is going to look like, what the Ultimate X-Men are going to look like. Because I think it's going to turn the characters on its head, like you said. I'm looking for great art from it as well, though. That's if she's going to be doing.
See, that's my knock. Because like you said, I am at best 50-50 with Momoko. The stuff she does that's great is great. The stuff she does that I don't care for in my world is just not even like something I want to look at. So I'm hoping that the inside of the comic book will be enough to keep me involved.
Keep us focused on it. Now, when does that one come out? Do we know?
I don't. I look it up for you real quick.
Yeah, I wanna try and see if we can get a synopsis for it too.
There's actually a cool little animated video. I thought I sent it to the chat.
If you can send it back over, I'll definitely I might have it. So what it says is, let me share this really quickly because I am interested now because the storyline is changing up a little bit. All right, so this is the artwork right here for cover A, and we can see what this is looking like for Ultimate X-Men. I'm not getting any sense of X-Men from this art at all, which is different.
So this is the thing. This is, if you're not familiar, this is Armor on the cover. And her thing was that she could always build this suit of ethereal armor around herself that made her basically indestructible. By all accounts, what's happening now is that armor is some kind of a demon. And they're like connected to each other, and the suit has its own mind. So
also what I'm seeing is there is I see some aspects of that kind of thing that I guess goes in your mouth, like from Demon Slayer. Let's see what it says. It says from the creator Peach Momoko, visionary creator of Demon Days, crafts a new generation of X-Men for an all-new universe. Hisako Ichiki is the teenage girl who just wants to live a normal life, go to school, hang out with her friends, and ignore the political strife boiling over after the events of Ultimate Invasion. But life has other plans for her, in Japan, urban legend have sprung to life and brought some unusual new powers with them. Meet Armor Maystorm and a brand new group of new Ultimate X-Men, the likes of which you never. Okay, so this, like you said, this is actually going to be completely new.
Yeah.
This is because it is saying meet these new characters, so you're not even getting, Wolverine as like in Demon Days where they were like making these different stories using the characters we knew. You're getting a whole new telling.
So, look, I sent it to the group chat. There's a video trailer for this comic book. They have released a animated video trailer. And I don't remember the last time I ever saw that.
So
Fair.
let me post that because we're sharing content like crazy tonight. Let's take a look at this animated video trailer here. Oh, ooh,
Yeah.
all right. I'm getting some JoJo's Bizarre. Kyle, have you ever watched JoJo's Bizarre?
Bizarre Adventures? No.
Oh
I'm
my God,
I'm
they have-
familiar with some of the characters though.
So
I'm
they
not like
have
in the
these
dark.
things. They have these things that come out called stands. Like you basically it's like a spirit essence that comes out of you and protects you and can fight. This is giving me a lot of that. So this is going animated. This is borrowing from some different types of anime that's been out. This looks good. I am actually I was against it for not without even understanding because I thought it was a retread just going to be done differently. This looks new and exciting. Way to go. I'd appreciate that, Nola. Round of applause for actually sharing some info. Will Medina in the chat says he thinks that the plot revolves around Japan having been hit by nuclear bombs, which kind of generates a little bit of the mutant gene there. And he also says it comes out on the 27th of March with regards to Storm. She just appeared in Ultimate Black Panther, and a lot of people, yeah.
How good did I assume that was Storm in
Boss Logic cover?
Yeah, but how good did she look in that little animated trailer right
Yeah,
there?
was that Storm with the
lightning earrings? I assume.
Oh man, all I gotta say is that was a badass trailer. I thought it gave me some Storm thoughts, but I just don't know, man. So guys, set your FOC as we were talking about earlier. Looks like the Ultimate Universe has really kicked off with a bang, and this one is going to have a lot of brand new appearances. The Cookie Man will have some covers ready for you when it comes out, but that is badass right there. Kyle, what do you think of Ultimate X-Men 1? You think it'll be a hit or miss?
I have no idea.
From the trailer, just from
I think they're putting a
Makoto-
lot of effort behind it, but Marvel has a history of kind of overworking their employees. So I can see if this is successful, I can see like a decline in quality, where we're like focused on the art, but like Peach Momoko has to like make these like unrealistic deadlines. I see that being a potential future to it, and like forcing a storyline to keep on going. If they keep it concise
Well,
and
right
make
now, I
sure
think
that it's taken
more-
care of, I think that it's a guaranteed hit. But I just don't see a reality where a large company values its employee
Dude,
to create something.
After watching that trailer, I almost wish that they just use as minimal actual writing as how good
Right.
was that with
Yeah,
no
just
words?
show, yeah.
Just cool panel after cool panel.
Well, there's like a meta that's been set up with like comic book kind of things. It's like minimal um animation where you're basically just separating the foreground and the background, and then zooms, and then just like word blasting and like heavy thuds and stuff. Like
It
that's
sounds like there's been a lot of pre-planning with this because it sounds like Peach was doing this for a while, and I think since they brought her in as a young gun, they've been focused on her. Now, this cover was really interesting. That's exactly taken from the end of the comic right there. That cover, I think this is going to be a hit cover. And is this her armor? Is this Storm? I'm wondering with
That's gotta be Storm
with the bolt. Yep. And who's this one right here? Is that more Storm? So these two characters are going to be connected. Looks like. And what else do we have? This kind of looks like a Jubilee type, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Not sure.
I find it really intriguing because it appears that Armor is going to be the lead character, and up to this point, that's a character that's been largely ignored in the X-Men universe.
What do you mean? Is there an Armor character already?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, her name is Armor.
Interesting. I was not even aware. Here are some of the incentive covers. Yeah, it's definitely going to be Armor.
There you go. Wolverado says Storm is changed to May Storm.
That's what it said. It says May Storm right over here. Meet Armor, May Storm, and a group of new Ultimate X-Men. Yep. So yeah.
Well, like I said, I got high hopes. It looks like an original X-Men story, so I'm intrigued.
Some of these covers are badass.
I have high hopes for a living.
Was this I don't even know who this is. This is Aka. This looks nice.
See, now we're an FOC show. It all comes full circle.
We literally have done our FOC now. So go buy this. But Peach, kudos. I know she got bombarded at New York Comic-Con by so many people trampling and stampeding and being jerks that time, but she's becoming more than just the artist. She's generated that buzz and lived up to it. It looks like.
And I will say, for what Kyle said, she is not exclusively contracted to Marvel anymore.
She's not a Stormbreaker anymore, because the Stormbreaker thing was destroying.
Yeah, it was terrible. But
it's oversaturation is what it is.
Yeah.
But they got her working though, like where she really won't have a lot of time to do too much.
But again, it's her choice as to what she wants to do with them. It's not like Marvel can force her into doing anything at this point. Hopefully this is something that she's got, a passion for and wanted to tell this story and is going to enjoy it and put her heart into it rather than, here's a Demon Days.
If anything, Demon Days was a prelude to it, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So
yeah, Demon Days was like a nice take on things.
There's just a bunch of one-shots, basically.
Yeah,
Demon Days, Blood Feud.
And the art, what I loved was the art on Demon Days. That's what I'm looking for. But this storyline actually has me really intrigued because I could see an animated movie, a nice manga coming out from it. This could be good, guys. So there we are. So we got the Ultimates. Did anyone read Ultimate Invasion? I didn't read it. I have to go back and read this now because the maker, I guess, is doing all of this crazy stuff, man. Did you read it, Kyle?
Which one?
Ultimate Invasion.
No.
What
You
about
would think
you?
that I would, but I don't know. Secret Invasion is
Messed
the last
everything up.
is the last invasion that I'm interested in.
Why don't we do some homework?
Yeah, that's fine.
For the 21st, and we all agree to read a little bit up on Ultimate Invasion so that we know a little bit more about what this Ultimate Universe is bringing to the table, because it's selling books and it's got a little bit of some action going on to it.
Yeah, I
Guess
like
who that thinks?
the change.
Jason Aaron is doing the new TMNT.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Is that the one, Revolutions? Who that? Is he doing Revolutions, or is he doing a whole new series? Because I am looking for The Last Ronin, I think Revolutions. That looks like it's going to be good coming out. For as much as comic sales are down, or like people are saying comics are dying, there's some very interesting stuff coming out, and people are still buying some great things. So that's where we are.
Hey, that is not true, by the way. That is an absolutely untrue comment. There is still demand. There is still people wanting to buy comic books. What has changed is that there are no more speculators in this market. They are all gone. And if you go check out Swaggle House, he just did a video a couple days ago about the current market, and he does one a month and that kind of thing. But when you look at the graphs, it's actually generally a perfect straight line moving gradually upward with a huge fucking spike in it.
Right. For the last 3 years for COVID.
So the market is what it has always been. It's just not what it was during COVID, which was an abnormality and an exception and not the rule.
Yeah, just adjust your expectations. Go to a new normal. Like it's what it is. Don't get me wrong. It brought a lot of people into the community. It brought a lot of people like that had been taking breaks. I don't know. If anything, it was community building in an aspect, but it's not. People have like, I don't know, time. That's why I'm the fucking time traveler.
Wolverado.
I know. I saw the comment too, and that's what threw me off. Derailed my.
The Jay Blitz. Oh my god!
But it's I don't know. It's a community. We've been through this like a lot, and we're still exploring new channels. Like there's still people out there that are only getting like 15 views, and like they're just endlessly creating content. Like it's wild.
And you know what? Kudos, man. I think everyone is playing a part in, people are finding these channels. Like, I love what you did in terms of creating that list, Kyle.
Yeah.
We need to do more of that. We see guys who are creating lists of, sign this name if this person is a reliable seller, or all of these things, because we had so many people doing shady shit. When there's money involved and there's a bunch of boom, obviously you're going to get a bunch of people coming in and being like, hey, I can take as many people as I can. I.e., scams and CGC scams and other things. But, at the end of the day, I think the community is looking for just a safe haven, a safe place to buy, sell, trade, talk about comics, and invest time in people, right? Because this is the most precious thing you have is time, right? Would you rather be, doing something outside bowling like Kyle's mom, or do you want to hang out with me and Nola? If we can get you to hang out with us, you've invested in us. So, that's what this community is about, trying to get people invested in the positive side of comics. And
yeah, we're sharing things that we like. Like, I'm not going to sit here and send you on a Aaron's journey to get the next hot thing. This is what I've experienced. If you have any kind of like similarities in it, then maybe participate in it as well. But it's your choice.
There you go.
You know what would make this show better though? Matt.
Matt said we're dead to him. He said, Nola, you kicked me off my own show. You're dead to me. Time traveler, you didn't say a word. You didn't stand up for me. You're dead to me.
It's
Since
the last-
you wanted me off of here. You're dead to me. Now,
thanks for tuning in to the last episode of Wine, Cheese, and Comics, please.
This
my God.
This is what Nola does. 2 shows in and it's done.
Blow it up. Blow it all up.
Like your
So-
8th time on the show. I don't think it was.
It's our agent. It's our agents of anarchy, Kyle. I'm just carrying it over.
Ill intentions.
Yes, the agent. These guys show up on my YouTube auctions and literally start raining chaos, selling crazy books and buying up all the shit. It is classic. If you
Hey,
see
I
this-
made $15 on that $200 book.
if you see these guys,
Oh wait, no, I had to pay
these
for
guys
shipping. I had to pay
teaming
for
up.
shipping. Never mind.
you see these guys teaming up, prepare yourselves. They're and you guys have some stuff coming down in the future. We'll be looking forward to when it's ready for announcement as well.
Absolutely.
But I don't know if it's time to share all of that. But we're coming up on the end of the show, and I just wanted to get your Super Bowl projections. Who's going to win?
Oh,
And
actually,
then whether or not. So we got 3 things to predict. Who's going to win? Will we see Taylor Swift dressed as any kind of X-Men? And will we get a trailer? So what are your
We'll-
thoughts?
we'll
Nola?
get it. Oh, okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Let's see. I think San Francisco wins. I would take the over, which I think is just I think it's 47.5. I would put the over under on Taylor appearances somewhere around 7. I don't think any of them will be in mutant garb. What was the third part?
Whether or not we will get the trailer, Deadpool.
I seriously, I think so. I don't. The movie's in the can. I mean, they're done filming. I don't see why they wouldn't have a trailer ready for the Super Bowl. It just seems crazy to me that there wouldn't be. And there's almost always one big Marvel movie trailer for
right
Super Bowl. So, yeah, I think San Fran wins. Take the over. Over under on Taylor Swift appearances 7, and I would probably take the over.
I would take the over way out the box.
Yeah.
Every Travis Kelsey catch.
And that's other than that, it's honestly it's just a Super Bowl I'm not all that intrigued by. I got no skin in the game on this one.
Let's get in the game. Kyle, what are your thoughts?
I had picked San Francisco to win at the beginning of the year, so I'm just happy they made it to the Super Bowl. I didn't bet anything, but I thought that they were going to win it all. We're not going to see Taylor Swift as the Dazzler. That's such a pipe dream. There's no way. And then trailer, probably. It depends on finances, I guess, because Super Bowl spots would be expensive. So we'll see how Marvel Studios is doing.
That's my only thought. I don't think we're gonna see a trailer for Deadpool. I think we're gonna see trailers for other stuff.
You shut your dirty mouth.
I just think that it's gonna be tough. But what I will say is I'm going against both of you guys. KC for the win, a dynasty, Kansas City. I think you are going to see Taylor Swift no less than 15 times. And Travis Kelsey is gonna have 12 targets, so they're gonna show her each one of those targets, and they're gonna show her at least 3 random, maybe 5 to 6 more random times. So I'm going over 15.
David Reese just said what I've been saying all along, dude.
Will come out as Dazzler during because Usher has a roller skating song. He has a bunch of songs with roller skates, if she does that, even if it's just like because of the roller skating song, it will break the internet. I just don't think we're gonna see the trailer. That's I think we're gonna see Black Widow. Not Black Widow, whatever the Spider-Man Sony trailer, we're gonna see that some more. I don't even know if Craven's coming out right now, but I don't think we're gonna see the Deadpool trailer just yet. I would love to though. So hopefully I'm wrong there. But those are our predictions, ladies and gents. Let's see what the chat thought of who's gonna win the Super Bowl.
Dude, how bad does the Madam Web movie look? Sorry, Wolverado just brought it up. How bad does that shit look? Oh,
I'm actually intrigued. I'm intrigued. If you can get past, so some of these cringe-worthy things have gone on to be really cringe-worthy. But if this Ezekiel character can do anything fun, I think it has a little bit of legs. Madam Web, Ezekiel, I'm looking forward to it. Okay, I'll say that. I'm the only one in this household. Sounds like I'm the only one on this panel as well. But we shall see. Yeah, Wolverado, Madam Web, and Craven are Sony problems. Oh my god.
By the way, Sans just did the equivalent of holding up an actual comic book that looks like shit and going, hey, this looks, if you just ignore like some of these little pieces around the corner that aren't there and all that, this book looks great.
You know what? What do they say? Never judge a book by its cover. And
that's all we do. That's our job.
We honestly,
literally half of my life is judging books by their
why do
cover.
they say those things, huh? Why do they say those things then, man?
Wolverado, I'm with you. The only one I didn't see was The Flash, and I finally saw that the other day, and I'm glad I didn't see it.
I don't even know what the interior of this looks like. I don't even know what the interior looks like because I'm so obsessed with the cover.
What is that?
She can certainly.
It's just a random. It's just a random book.
She can certainly handle the hot sauce.
Look, Matt, come back to us, Matt. Come back.
Look who's in the chat, y'all. So panel, we've begged Matt to come back. Matt gave us the F you guys.
I'm nothing without Matt in my life.
Oh my god. Oh, well, ladies and gents, we are going to say it one more time. Come home. Come home, Matt. Come back to us. We miss you. We miss you, Matt. And we want you to come back.
Sorry.
Kyle's doing Wolf of Wall Street over there.
Right.
Just quick CGC update, guys. If y'all aren't following this because people stop talking about it because that's what always happens.
Yeah.
CGC is legitimately moving forward with lawsuits against the guy who did the Reholder thing, as well as another person involved in that. And they are also going after the 2 employees that were doing the stealing books scam. And how many of us don't know someone who has a story about they lost my book?
Oh, everybody.
Makes you think.
Oh, and if you guys watch my man Brian McClay, he's on now as well. Shout out to Brian McClay, Beyond Wednesdays and all that good stuff. There was some real CGC conspiracy talk that they brought up on that channel. So go back and watch last Saturday where my man said one of the CGC people would go around to the different cons and ask you about a book that you just got back, and i.e. that book came back in 8.5 and would buy those books, and then you would see that book in 9.4 a couple weeks later. So a lot of people were saying that CGC was grading, or somebody within CGC was purposely grading books bad in order to go buy them and then resubmit them. So
That's
that
next
is
level.
not my news, my spec. That comes from
Well,
right. That's next level ish coming from the homies Brian McClay and Beyond Wednesday. Shout out to them. Those are the big dogs, man. Hopefully we can get them on the show one day. But yeah, that blew my mind to think that could happen.
So 2 things. One, I don't have any problem believing that CGC has sold their own books for a higher value than the book should have received. I just don't have any problem believing that. I don't believe that they went out and bought them from other people. Why would they have to? All they got to do is go out and buy a raw book and slab it at whatever grade they want and say, "Here, this is a 9.4 now. Go."
I'll keep your 9.8 that you sent me.
Yeah,
right. True. Well, apparently it wasn't CGC, but more so like one person within CGC leading a little bit of a ring, doing some stuff.
Well, so again, it's
shenanigans and shenanigans, right?
It's business. There's a shit ton of money in comic books, especially at the level that CGC operates at. And anytime there's that much money around, there's going to be people trying to find their way to get a piece of it. It's no different than any other gigantic business that centers around the exchange of money.
And that's why you have regulatory agencies that are put in place. But this is the Wild Wild West right here.
Yeah.
There's no regulatory comic book agency that's just here to say, okay, regardless of whether you're CGC, EGC, PGX, we're here to make sure that you're held accountable. So, you know what, guys? We're going to start that agency here at Wine and Cheese. We're going to be the new regulatory agency for all of CGC grading and PGX, CBCS, all of that. We're going to give the standards by which, kind of like Sarbanes-Oxley, all of that legal, financial talk that has to go on in the financial world. We want the same, stuff to be taken care of with our collectibles, and to make sure that all of these grading companies are, who grades the graders? CGC says, okay, this person is certified, but you're creating your own grading people and your own standards. That's why there's no one universal 9.8 is a 9.8, no universal 9.2, because it's so subjective. So with that being said, let's create our own standards. Let's we're going to get the
coming next week, Wine, Cheese, Comics, and Accountability, please.
Yes, there you go. And on that note, think about us being accountable for your lives, ladies and gents. We appreciate you guys. Shout out to Matt for watching the show tonight. We appreciate you.
What is Kyle pointing at?
He says,
David Reese says that our show's over, so we have to end it.
Oh.
Thanks, Dave. We appreciate y'all, man. We appreciate everybody coming through as always. Shout out to our special guest tonight, the homie, the one, the only. Check out FOMO Loco.
FOMOLoco.com.
Yes, check out the newsletter. My man Nate's Comics Planets. Shout out to Matt for producing all of the videos tonight. They were fire. And we're going to see this fire intro, which gives us some of that. Other than that, man, thank y'all for coming through. Salute.
Bye.
Bye.
What's that?
Look at that. Pokemon.